Drink it in, man.
Touchdown, Detroit Lions! Cornbread! Cornbread! Cornbread!
Drink it in, man.
Touchdown, Detroit Lions! Touchdown, Detroit Lions! Cornbread!
Detroit Koolaid. Detroit Koolaid drinkers, what's going on, everybody? This is Oakrey here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Football is back, and there's so much to talk about, and I got my guy at Chops in the D. Chops, you're here. We're also doing the live call-in Koolaid Cast, where we got calls, we got voicemails, we got text. Man, there's so much to get into. Lions related. Let's do this.
Yeah, what else is there to say other than, woo-wee! Welcome to Detroit Koolaid Cast.
Absolutely, and we got to say this off the top.
Drink it in, man.
Side of cornbread.
Give me a double side of cornbread.
Cornbread!
Always make it a double. So here's what we're going to do today, Choppy. We're going to just do like some of the happenings, but before you know it, we've got some dedicated Detroit Kool-Aid drinkers that are going to call up live. Hopefully they're going to have a take that doesn't suck, make us laugh, something like that. We've got voicemails. People have called in over the last week or two with questions, hot takes. We've got texts that came into the line. You guys know what the number is, 989-272-3484. We're doing this for the first time, so we'll see how it goes. And hopefully, especially when Chops is on, maybe we'll do more of these in the future, man. What do you think?
Oh, I am so excited to get to the people and hear what their take is. I mean, you know, you bring it every week, Oak. You're giving it to the people, the drinking in that Kool-Aid. I'm jumping on once a month, twice a month, but I'm really excited to hear what these people have to say about our Detroit Lions and all the amazing things that are going on here. Training camp has started, baby. Oh, it's awesome.
Happy, did you say the people?
And the people consist of the millions.
Millions of Kool-Aid drinkers out there, the hottest team in the National Football League, the talk of the town. And Choppy, don't forget to get in some of your absolutelys so I can hit the bell. Maybe give them that hashtag. What's that again?
Hashtag Choppy Likey.
Woo! Hashtag Choppy Likey.
Exactly. So before a few folks get calling in or we play some voicemails, we just said, man, Hard Knocks is like a week away. Padded practices have started. Like, how excited are you? Hutch is like everything we hoped he'd be as a number 2 pick. Like, what are you most excited about here with the Lions right now?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's hard to just pick one thing. I mean, I'm super, super pumped for Hard Knocks, man. I think we've got so many good characters. There's so many good storylines. I mean, you're going to be talking about, you know, the best defender in the draft, followed up by the best wide receiver in the draft, taken both on our team. You're going to be talking, you know, the Hutch welcome home storyline. I mean, you know, you're going to get some good content from you know, Jamal Williams. We just have so many good characters. And, oh, by the way, don't forget Dan freaking Campbell bringing it to the mic with his T-shirts, with his lattes, with his double shots. I mean, there's just so much going on with this team, and I just can't wait for Hard Knocks to air, baby.
We're going to bite a kneecap off. We're going to smile at you. We're going to take your other kneecap. We're going to smile at you. And when we do, we're going to take another hunk out of you. We're going to be the last one standing. All right? That's going to be the mentality.
I think that's the guy you're talking about, Dan freaking Campbell, who was wearing a Lions Not Fragile shirt today. Like, what a ridiculous phrase, but because Dan Campbell says it, it sounds good. Yeah, we're not fragile. We're not fragile here in Detroit. Like, it's just such a Dan Campbellism. I love it. Chops, the attendance out there is crazy. People are showing up in groves to training camp. They cannot wait to see this football team, and J-Mo's not even on the field yet. Like, there is optimism running wild, brother, and I'm totally excited to see it. So, like I said, throughout the season, I know some people say, oh, man, I can't call for this first call-in show, but, man, I can't wait till games start. I'm going to call in before. I'm going to give you my hot take after. I'm going to rant and rave. I might text in, we're really hoping this thing will not only kind of take off, but be kind of an outlet for people. You know, most shows, you hear the same old topics everywhere. Here it can be like, hey, I want to call up and go crazy about the Lions, or be optimistic, or drink Kool-Aid, or, you know, celebrate with this team that's up and coming. Like, they can do that here on the Kool-Aid Cast, man.
Yep, it's going to be an open forum for the people to bring it, and we're going to be happy to do it. I love this live show concept. It's going to be awesome. I'm hoping we get some great callers. I know we've been getting texts and voicemails and a bunch of things queued up leading up to the show. So really, really happy to have the people call in and give us their takes. And that being said, Oak, you want to jump right into a voicemail or a text that we've got here queued up?
I think this phone's going to ring soon. I mean, I heard from a litany of Kool-Aid drinkers that are going to dial us up here. I want to know from you real quick. I mean, Will Harris, a guy that can't cover whatsoever, and Mr. Okuda, the number 3 pick overall. Word is those two guys are competing at the corner position. Like, oh, did I tell you, Choppy? The first live call on the Kool-Aid Cast, and it's our friend Cornbread Jerry out of North Carolina. Let's grab this. Detroit Koolaid's Oakrey.
Oakrey, what's up, man? It's Cornbread Jerry. How you doing?
Cornbread Jerry isn't. Hold on, I got a soundbite for you.
Cornbread.
Make it a double for you. What's up, man? You're our first live call here on the Kool-Aid Cast.
Oh man, I'm just like all the rest of the people, man. Just pumped up, drinking that Kool-Aid, man, and loving this, loving the excitement of training camp.
No
Pads
doubt.
are on. It feels good.
Cornbread, I got Chops here on the line with me too, man. He's here waiting to hear from you.
Oh, awesome. What's up, Chops? Glad the limo dropped
Cornbread, so happy
today.
Yeah, so happy to have you on here live, buddy.
But yeah, just what I was saying, man. The pads are on, so exciting times right now. You know, some of these position battles and stuff happening. It's been exciting to watch, exciting to follow.
Cornbread, you had a good call about a week ago or so where you going off about the linebackers. We've got you on the show a couple times, man. I always enjoy your takes from North Kakalaki there. You're always bringing it. I like it.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Yeah, the linebackers, I mean, God, I mean, they're deep in a way but shallow in another, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of jobs on the line, a lot of bodies there, but Malcolm Rodriguez, I'm excited about that. You know, he seems to be climbing up the depth chart. The guy on the outside, Houston, I'm excited to see what he can do when they put him on the edge a little bit. You know, so I mean, there's some things at linebacker I'm excited about, but somebody's got to step up, man. And so far, the only name I keep hearing is Malcolm Rodriguez.
Exactly. Word was he was popping, and he just shoots his gun and goes, man. He just is very instinctual, so that's a good thing. Choppy, what do you got for Cornbread, man? You want to fire something at him? I mean, I'm sure you have a Jared Goff question or something that he can answer and give you a take on.
Oh, you know what? I think I've gotten a couple of takes from him on the line on my boy Jared Goff there. But Cornbread, tell me, so how are you a Lions fan living in North Kakalaki? How did that come about? Can you give us a little background on you, buddy?
Yeah, I was born in Detroit. I lived in Warren, about 9 Mile and Van Dyke, till I was 10 years old. My dad took a job here in North Carolina. Folks split up. One of those deals, I ended up here in the North Carolina area. But I was already, as I left, even at that young age, it was 1984. So you had the Tigers on fire that summer. I was already a big Lions fan, Billy Sims, all that. So I just took that fandom with me.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So what you're saying is you were drinking that Detroit Kool-Aid at age 10, and you carried it all the way down to North Carolina, and you've kept drinking. That's amazing, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Love the Lions, and like I said, been watching it since it was Billy Sims, Eric Hipple kind of days. That's kind of like the beginnings of my memory right there, all the way through to today, you know, which is about as excited as I've been about Lions football. Through that entire time, I finally feel like they're building at the general manager level, especially the talent evaluation, the way they're building this team with this young talent. I'm just real excited about it. cat space. You guys have been talking about the cat the last few weeks, and the Lions are in just a wonderful cat position moving forward, so just loving what Brad Holmes is doing. His coaching staff is unreal. I hope we can keep it together for as long as we can, especially on that defensive side of the ball, and see where they can take us, man. I'm excited.
The Cornbread Jerry, let me get back
so much going on.
Let me get back in here, Cornbread Jerry. Like, I got to treat you like you're part of the show now because you've been a dedicated listener, you've been calling in. So I got to beat you up a little bit. First of all, you've probably been listening to the show long enough that you know that sport we shall not speak of that you mentioned earlier that's played on the diamond. That's not allowed here on the show. I'm gonna have to censor that. I'm gonna have to edit that probably off the show. But I want to know from you. You've been very optimistic. You're drinking that Kool-Aid. Like, who are a couple dynamic football players that are just going to blow up on either side of the football, or guys you got circled that are just going to be, just big time, going to take that big leap? Because we know there's like a handful that need to take a big leap this year to get those W's.
Yeah, I tell you, there's one that we haven't seen yet that has the superpower of speed, and that's Jameson Williams. That's the one that I'm really the most excited about. When he gets on that field, man, things are really going to start turning. It's going to open up something brand new for that offense that we haven't seen in forever. That type of speed hasn't really too many people seen, period, in the history of the NFL. I mean, how exciting is that, So we'll wait on that for a little bit. On the defensive side of the ball, I mean, Hutch, that's the obvious answer. Real impressive reports coming out today on how he did it with the pads on day 2. I tell you, who's really exciting as well? I'm talking like gold jacket level talent. That's Panay Sewell, the guy that just locked Hutch up the first day, which is understandable. It's the rookie's first game. But, I mean, this guy's the youngest starting left tackle ever to start a game. He goes against the Bosa brother right out of the gate, handles his business, and he's just a monster out there, man. Such a talent. Such speed, such power. That dude's going to be a stud. He could be a stud for 20 years in this league if he makes it as long as Whitworth. You know what I mean?
Oh, my goodness. That's a little lofty. But, yeah, man, Panay Sewell has got everything you look for. We called it. You probably heard the pod with me and Chops when they selected J-Mo. Of course, me, the brains of the operation. I said that was the pick. Chops had us taking some safety or whatever. But I agree with you that I think he's just going to be so dynamic. He's so confident, too. Like, even injured, I see him talking with the coach and just like – he loves football, as they keep saying. Like, people don't realize the DAWG that this guy is. They're just like, oh, he's kind of a fast receiver. He was good in college. Like, wait till he hits the field full speed with practices and everything under his belt. Like, look out, man. It's going to be so dynamic. I'm already putting him more exciting, more fun to watch than 81. He's going to be right up there with 20, I think, when it's all said and done. So I'm loving those picks, and nothing but goodness coming out of Hutch in camp. So, Choppy, you got anything else for Cornbread? I told him we got a couple minutes, and then we got some other calls and voicemails we got to get rolling. We got so much content, Cornbread Jerry, that we got to get into that we got to keep this rolling. But we definitely got to get you back on, man, again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just let me know. It's a pleasure talking to you guys, and I can't wait to listen to the pod tomorrow.
Choppy, you good? You got something else?
Sounds great, Cornbread. Appreciate it, man. No, I mean, of course, my obvious final question to him is give me some stats on Jared Goff on what he's going to do this year. But, I mean, I don't want to put him on the spot, but I'd love to hear his take on it.
Jared Goff. Real quick on Jared Goff. I don't want to take up no more y'all's time, but listen, the guy's been throwing wobblers his whole career, just like Oakley said. But believe it or not, though, it's like the small clips you see of him this training camp. The ball actually looks pretty good coming out of his hand, but I've never seen that before out of Jared Goff. So, hey, let's just hope for the best.
So, Cornbread Jerry, what you're saying is he can't throw.
he can't throw. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, man.
Bye, y'all.
All right, thanks, Cornbread. Appreciate it.
Take care, man. So Choppy, I'm gonna build you up after Cornbread just tore your boy Jared Goff down. We've got multiple calls here that lift up your quarterback that say he's gonna blow up this year. So that'll make you feel good when we keep this thing rolling. Great call from Cornbread.
That was a great first call. It started out real hot. I'm not sure how I felt about the ending there, but he was laying it down. But he ended there on a sour note, but hey, we appreciate the call in, and I'm sure there'll be some callers and listeners that are going to shoot in and say how great Jared Goff is. And hey, have you guys seen training camp? Dude's been dropping dimes all day. So I don't want to hear that he can't throw, because he can throw.
All right, TBD, but I hope he plays well. So let's do this, man. That was fun to get Cornbread Jerry in. Great nickname. Always drinking that Kool-Aid. Double-sided cornbread for him. Let's do this, man. Let's get KP from Real Deal Sports in here. He left a voicemail. KP is he's got a show of his own. Pretty strong when it comes to football knowledge and content. So this is like a shout out to the One Pride, the Lions family. So let's go ahead and get this in. I'll get your reaction here, Choppy.
Fire it up.
Derek, this is your boy KP from Real Deal Sports Talk with KP calling in. We've got to talk about this situation with the NFL moving to a streaming service. For years, those of us in the One Pride family who live outside of the TV viewing area have had to find every which way possible to show our love and our support for the Detroit Lions. Now we have an avenue. It's not just DirecTV. It's not just trying to find somebody else streaming the game. We are going to have the option to be a fan base that is now recognized by putting up numbers when the NFL goes to a streaming service. So I'm challenging everybody in the One Pride family. When the NFL hits streaming, go get your subscription. Make sure you sign up for that Lions package if that's how they get it. Because we hear about the Steelers, we hear about the Cowboys, we hear about the Denver Broncos, we hear about the 12 in Seattle. We don't hear enough about the roar coming from Detroit. So as this team rebuilds, as we build our foundation, as we create the culture, guess what? There's another part of that. There's a part of that includes us, the fan base, those that champion for the team, those that have been around through all of the hard times. Continue to show that love, continue to bring that pride, and continue to restore the roar.
Choppy, like, are you fired up right now? Does that make you? I mean, I know he said it kind of monotone, but like that should be like the intro to Hard Knocks. I think is that type of speech to tell One Pride to restore the roar and get this thing going.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I think there's my absolutely drop for you. It just took a quick voicemail to bring it out, but yeah, I mean, look, NFL Plus streaming has arrived. And this is a great thing for those of us who have lived outside the viewing area for a little while. As you all know, I was in Philly for 8 years, and I had to go to a bar and to get to watch my Lions game every Sunday, which weighed a little heavy on my wallet and my liver. So no, this is just a great thing, and to call out the fan base and tell them to bring it. That's just good stuff, man. It gets you pumped and ready to go.
It is crazy. Like, I got a rant on the NFL Plus right now because it seems like, everything we got for free now is under this paywall. But I think for people that, once that and the NFL Sunday Ticket expands, like, it will be nice. Everybody gets to watch their teams. And, as KP said, got to rally around the squad, man. Support them, watch them, like, get into it. And that'll be another option for sure. Choppy, let's go to Paul in Tampa here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, that's the way of the world now. Nothing's for free. I mean, car services are starting to make you pay for their heated seats every month, man. Everything's you got to pay for now. So nothing's baseline anymore. But, this is a service for people who haven't been able to watch our team to go out there and do it now. So worth every penny.
Oh, got to hit the laugh.
Thank you. There it is. Now it's complete.
Let's get Paul Jackson in. He has a take that I think will might be something we got to tackle here on the show.
Hey, Koolaid Cast. This is Paul from Tampa. I am so excited for everything to be back. It's been way too long since the XFL has returned. Oh, wait. Oh, this is about the Lions. Okay. Well, lesser important question. If Oak doesn't turn out to be an adequate corner do you think it'd be a good idea to move him to safety? It seems like his tackling abilities would be much more advantageous, especially if he can't cover. I'm really concerned we have a Tease Tabor situation, except unlike Tease Tabor, who was relatively cheap, Okuda's expensive since he's a first rounder, and putting him wherever he's going to help out would be, the best idea. And I think that we're actually stronger at corner than we are at safety. And if you need to pull the plug, it's better to pull the plug earlier. Anyway, love to get your thoughts.
So Choppy, before you respond, here's a couple things. First of all, I know Paul in Tampa. I got to tailgate with him at the Lions-Packers Monday Night Football game. He had a crew, about 20, 50 people out there. We were serving up Kool-Aid like crazy. So because I know him, I think I can hit him with this, and he'll respect it.
Did this big jabroni say...
Choppy, did this jabroni, Paul from Tampa, just say Mr. Okuda is already moving to safety because he can't cover, he can't play? Is that what I heard? Because that's not happening. Come on, Paul.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, yeah, Paul, I mean, look.
Paul, did you just talk about the XFL?
I've never met you in person. I'm going to respect you based on the
XFL,
reputation that Oakrey has been putting in. But, yeah, I mean, you can't move the number 3 pick who you drafted at corner 2-3 years ago to safety before the guy's even played a full season. So, but I will follow it up with it is a little disheartening to hear that Mr. Okuda and Will Harris have an open competition at cornerback going right now, because Mr. Okuda should be ripping this up and should be the clear-cut, no doubt, no questions asked number 1 corner on the team. So, man, it's disheartening to hear that, Will can't cover anybody. Harris is right in line with Mr. Okuda at the moment. So while the move to safety is a little bit ridiculous at this point, I am very concerned about Mr. Okuda and his lack of cover skills and competition with Mr. Will can't play football Harris.
Choppy, did you just try to drop 2 of your nicknames on here that I never enjoy? You just made up 2 very bland, ridiculous nicknames. Are you going to use that continually now on the show?
Just for Will, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, Harris.
All right, I think you're going to be making this sound when you see number 1 out there covering people, and so is Paul from Tampa. Woo-wee! I think can't wait till this guy gets his hand on a football, maybe a pick 6 early. Woo-wee! You're going to be like, man, look at our number 3 overall pick. I mean, I think it might sound something like that. But Paul, man, the XFL honk, I didn't mention that off the top. He loves, the Spiders or the Bandits or whatever those team names are. He's going to those games. But he's a loyal Detroit Kool-Aid drinker. We couldn't have had more fun with his crew at the tailgate. And I appreciate him calling in for sure. Choppy, let's do one more thing before we take our commercial break and read a text, because you can also just text us up. You don't have time to call. You don't have time to leave a voicemail anytime on a 24-hour day, 7 days out of the week. You could just send a text, and we might read it here on the show. You want to do one of those before we get our great sponsors in here?
Yeah, let's hit them, Oak. Listen, the number is 989-272-3484. It's real simple to remember. You can call it. You can text it. You can FaceTime it. We'll be there ready for you. And I think we're ready to queue up a text here. Is this our text from Lexi?
Yeah, let's do this, man. This is Go Blue Lexi 117. You guys know who that is on Twitter. She's been real busy with a ton of projects, but she shot us a text that just said the Lions will be going 10-7 with a chance for the playoffs. Wait for it, Choppy. And Goff is going to be quieting all those haters real soon. Can't wait to hear those breakdowns once the season starts. So I love that record. 10.
Love myself some Lexi. Oh, thank you, Lexi. And it's such an amazing name, by the way. My daughter's name is Lexi, and Lexi's just tearing up the Twitterverse, and she couldn't have given us a hotter text than that Jared Goff love and that 10-6 playoff love. Great text, Lex.
I do like it. It's a strong take on the record. It's a bold prediction on golf, and we will be giving you those breakdowns all year long. 2 shows a week. You can call in before, after, during. You can text. You can do all the things Choppy said. So I want to give Lexi a quick promo here. See, if you text in or if you call me and you want a little promo or you want to get something out there, we can do that for you here on the show. She's got a new podcast. It's called On Stadium Boulevard with Lexi, and it's talking Michigan football, but really it's talking like anything college athletics, lifestyle topics, anything in between. It's on the Blue by 90 network that just dropped today or the day before when you guys are hearing this. So definitely go check that out and hit a subscribe. And as Choppy said, I mean, I've got Lexi on the Twitterverse, and she's always dropping funny stuff. She will come at you with some hard smack if you come at her. She's funny. She loves all the Detroit teams, and I definitely want to get her in on the show and appreciate her texting in. So yeah, man, wanted to get that in for the break and go check out that pod on Stadium Boulevard.
Yeah, real quick, let's give her a shout out on Twitter at GoBlueLexi117. Not only does she bring smoking hot takes, she might be smoking hot.
There you go, and a big time Go Blue Michigan fan, which means you can both respect, brother.
Go Blue.
Go Blue. So let's do this. We got so much more lines to talk about. We got a few more live calls that'll be coming in here shortly, but we can't do it without our great sponsors on the show. So please give Reality Sports Online a listen. Please check out Anchor Podcasts. Go over there to Spotify. It really helps us out when you guys listen to the show on Spotify. So if you don't have an iPhone, that's kind of the easiest way to get it. Go hit that button on Spotify so it comes right to your phone. Always dropping Wednesday mornings, and in season here we'll probably be doing the Wednesday morning Friday type routine like I've been doing. But we've got more texts from Keith and Trevor. We've got more voicemails. We've got some more live callers. So everybody, give our sponsor some love, and we'll be right back. All right, everybody. This goes out to my fantasy football fans out there. Now, you probably heard about Reality Sports Online, the most powerful fantasy sports platform where owners can build and manage their fantasy team like a real NFL general manager. But the question is, have you tried it? I mean, we're talking free agency, multi-year contracts, rookie drafts, multi-team trades. You could put franchise tags on guys. It's as close as you're going to get to being an NFL GM. But do you think it sounds complicated? It's not. I'm here to tell you it's the best thing about Reality Sports Online is it's just more fun than your normal fantasy league, but it doesn't take barely any more time. After all this, are you still not sure? I mean, come on now. You can test your general manager skills by going over to Reality Sports Online, call it RSO. Please go check out realitysportsonline.com right now. All right, Kool-Aid drinkers are back from the break. Thank you so much for calling in, texting in, sending in voicemails, talking Detroit Lions here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Looking forward to talking to more of you here on this show as well as more shows as we get going. So, Choppy, I think we're off to a good start here. We got tons more content, so we'll see what we can get into. I know you got to jump out of here in a bit, but we still got more Lions to talk and more Kool-Aid drinkers to talk to, man.
Yeah, great to hear from the people, and a couple live calls, a couple voicemails, good texts. It's been a great thing. Oh, and there we go. It sounds like the line's ringing.
Choppy, we got another live call. Let's see who it is. Detroit Koolaid Cast, Okrie.
This is the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Gosh darn, I finally made it.
Who we got here in the 530?
All right. Oh, this is freaking coming out for you. I'm actually in Detroit. This is an out-of-state number here. But this is Bo DeFrisco calling in. Finally, I've been called out many times, and here I am. I have finally appeared. You know, I don't want to come on too soon, you know. It was preseason. It was kind of just like, off season, man. I didn't want to jump my wagon too soon, you know. So here we are. It's officially football season, and I'm calling in, man.
There is no question. The one and only Bo DeFrisco. Bo, I got Chops here on the line with me too. Say what's up, Choppy.
What's up,
happy
Choppy?
to finally hear
Good
your
to
voice
have
in
you
person,
on
man.
here,
I get to
man.
see your content all the time on the Twitter. Get to hear the voicemails. So happy to have you live on the cast.
Yeah, no, great to be on, guys. It's oh, hold on. Is everything going through? My thing keeps saying it's disconnecting here. Are you guys hearing me?
Oh, you sound good. We got a little bit of a delay.
So crystal clear.
A little bit of a delay with the call, but you sound crystal clear, man. So, Bo, let me ask you this. Well, give me something on the Lions, man. What are the Lions going to do this year? I got to know what you're thinking.
Well, dude, I mean, we got all these young studs showing up at camp. Like, we got leaders in these kids, man. They're no longer kids. They're showing us this year, these year 2 guys, they're growing up, man. We got Jamal Williams out there. He's showing these guys. He's like a 6-year vet now. He's showing these guys, and you see it in Aleem the Dream out there in those speeches. He's coming through, man. You know, exactly. The dream is out there, man. And Hutch, you know, singing Billie Jean, impressing everyone in front of the lady herself. Sheila Hamp? Oh, man. Like, these studs are coming up, man. We have got a stomping crew in these young bucks, man. Like, we are the underdogs here that are gonna show. We got
Take it in, man.
We got more balls bouncing over the fence. You know, that Kool-Aid has got to flow. You know, we are gonna do good this year. And if anything, Choppy's favorite, Goff, is gonna kill it. He's nailing it out there. Critics are loving him. Everyone except your favorite Gator and crew in 97.1. You know, they got to do their thing, you know, of course. But it is what it is, man. So I think we got good things going, but it's still kind of questionable out there. It's still early. Like, Cephas was up there. He was a dreamer at the beginning of camp, man, and now the guy, he's dreaming on the sidelines hurt. Like, shit, man, he's back hurt again. Man.
Bo, let me get in on a few things you said. First of all, Aleem the Dream, a.k.a. Honey Bun, a.k.a. Twinkle Toes, is the real deal. Big Plump is going to be fun to watch in the middle of the defense. There's no question about that. You left out my boy, Big Denim. Levi, he's going to be a baller. I think it's great that you think both, like, all these second-year guys are going to ball out, because I'm right there with you, and they need to ball out because we got to put up W's. So I need second-year jumps from all those guys, no question. I'm going to kick it to my boy Chops because I know he's got a retort on your Jared Goff love. I still wonder if he can throw or not, but Chops loves him. I hope he plays well. So I'm going to kick it to him. And then, Bo, we got to get up out of here because we got calls coming through left and right, man. But you've brought the heat so far. So, Choppy, what do you got to say about Bo and his love for 16, your boy?
Oh, man, what else can you say about Bo at Iron Lung for Life on Twitter? He's got the right take, man. He knows that Jared Goff is going to ball this year. He's the second smart caller who's come in saying that this guy's going to be straight fire, dropping dimes to T-Swizzle in the end zone. He is going to be rocking. That's right. Hashtag Choppy Likey. Bo, so happy to hear from you, man. It's just a great follow on Twitter. Great to have you drinking the blue Kool-Aid. And man, just keep up the love, man. The season's gonna be here before you know it.
No, thanks for having me on, guys. Sorry for rambling on.
No, thanks for repping. Thanks for repping that Kool-Aid, man, all the time. We appreciate that. Keep doing that. It's gonna be a fun season.
You're the man, Bo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Take care, guys. Peace. Bye.
Later, buddy. Nice. Bo DeFrisco coming in live on the Koolaid Cast. While he's coming through, I'm trying to work the old, we got switchboards, I got screens, I'm working my sounds, we're talking ball. I think we got Steve from Cali that's trying to get in here, so let's tell him he can dial us back up. And I liked what Bo had to say, man. He's looking at those second-year guys. He's also obviously drinking that Kool-Aid, eating that cornbread, because he's always excited about the Lions. He's always putting our show out there, and that's fun to hear every time. It fires me up when he's doing that, along with all the other folks out there that love this team. It's great, man.
Yeah, and he brings up a really great point about talking about those second-year players, because I think people make a big deal about guys when they come in as rookies, but then some of them take some time to get in. But he brings up a great point, and I'm really looking forward to seeing those second years. And it sounds like we got another call coming in.
Good stuff, Choppy. Another call. Here we go. Detroit Kool-Aid. This is Oakrey and Chops.
What's up, Oak? What's up, Chops?
Is this
What's
Steve
going
from
on?
Cali?
Steve from Cali here.
What up, man? How you doing?
Oh, Steve from Cali in the house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you guys doing tonight?
Oh, man, doing excellent. So glad you called. We've been trying to manage the multitude of calls coming in. We've got voicemails. We've got text. I know you've done all the above here on the Kool-Aid line, so glad you could get in, man. What's going on here? We got padded practices. We got hard knocks in less than a week. We've got receivers finally. We've got defenders that are probably going to take a big step forward. How excited are you about these Lions, man?
Man, I'm definitely gonna have to subscribe to HBO Max.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Can't wait to see Hard Knocks. Like, that's gonna be amazing. Like, just to get the behind the scenes of how everything's run there. I still think Cali.
I still think we can't believe it, can we, Choppy, that we're actually going to get to see behind the scenes of the Lions first time in our life coming up in a week.
Oh, just can't wait. Can't wait.
It's going to be so fun to see, man. All the meetings, all the things that we always kind of assume are happening. We're really going to get to see it, man. I can't wait. So, sorry, I jumped in on you. What else do you have there?
Well, I was going to say, just being from Cali, like, they don't get televised here very often except for Thanksgiving and whatnot, but yeah.
Steve, you know what we did before you jumped on? They've got we had a caller, KP, called in, left a voicemail saying that now with NFL Plus, with DirecTV going to streaming in the next year or two, we'll be able to watch this game wherever, whenever. We're going to be able to watch our Lions, so can't wait for that, man.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Just curious, did you guys happen to see Swaggy's speech a couple days ago to lock the gate?
Now, I wanna throw this out to both of you. Was it confirmed Swag? Because I thought it was Aleem the Dream that was talking in that huddle. I heard today it was Swag as well. I didn't think it was him.
I thought it was Swag.
Copy?
I thought he confirmed it today that it was Jay Swaggy that was talking there.
Oh, well, whoever it was, I thought it was definitely Aleem from the clip I saw, but I could definitely see Swag bringing that thunder because I love that. I mean, we need to play that hype speech every Sunday, right before. That's going to be crazy. Lock those gates, baby. You don't know bleep about us. I think Dan Campbell said that already.
You've had enough of that.
He says that you don't know bleep about us, like we're ready to go. I loved it.
Like, I don't know. If we don't start out before the bye at least 2-3, 3-2, like, I'm going to start questioning. We got 2 home games, Eagles, Commanders, and then we go to.
Yeah, there's no doubt, man. I'm gonna be at that Eagles game. I've got some. I still got my season tickets. I split them up with some people, so we've got some people going to Commanders. Then me and Choppy will be at the Packer game. Be at Thanksgiving. I think I'll be at that Bears game on the first of the year. So they have to get off to a start, but I'm still in that mode of just like, I want them to win, obviously, but they just need to play ball and need to some of the new guys. And like, it's all about once J-Mo gets out there and once this defense kind of comes into its own, like that's when they'll really be rolling. But I mean, obviously wins early would be good, but I just want to see a really exciting, fun, aggressive, nasty team. That's what I want.
I mean, if we can start out how we finished the season last year, I'd be happy. Like,
Yeah.
Start out 3-3. Let's go.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
Have St.
Yeah,
Brown
absolutely.
and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm going to jump in there because I think you bring up a good point. I mean, you look at these games here. You got home Eagles, home Washington, at the Vikings, home Seattle, and then followed up with at the Patriots. Man, 3 of those 5 games are just straight up winnable. So, I mean, to me, it's going to be about the football that we're playing. I'd love to see him go 4-1, 3-2 before the break, but I want to see good football. That's my big focus. But yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely winnable games in there, and they're going to bring it. They're going to show us something. That's for sure.
I think we're going to learn everything we need to know. We need to know about the Lions week 1. Like, if we can not lose by what was it, 41-13 or something?
Yeah. I left that game last year, and I'd never do that, but I was so pissed off at 41-13. I think you're right, and they made that comeback, but they were playing no D. Yeah, we don't want to see that again. You know what I think that first game's going to be, and I think it's a real tough one, is like when me and Choppy last year, we were at the Ravens game, and I felt like that was going to be a tough one going in, and Chops was kind of like, I don't know, man, I feel okay about this matchup, and we had a dogfight with them, man. We should have had that ball game for sure, so that was an incredible game, Chops.
Yeah. There's absolutely no reason why we can't go out and do that same thing against the Eagles. I mean, they've got a mobile quarterback. We contained Baltimore's guy quite a bit there. We didn't let Jamar go Jamar on us. I mean, we did well. So I envision us shutting down the Eagles. My passion and hatred towards the Eagles anyway. Yes. So let's just take them to Pound Town and run the ball up on them, man, because I'd love to see it.
You hate that team so much. You're going to just die if they beat them up. That's going to be incredible. Choppy, throw a golf question at Steve, because I think he might, give you something you want. So throw one at him.
All right, Steve. Over under 25 touchdown passes for my boy Jared Goff this year.
What did he throw for last year? He had over 20, right?
He can't throw is what he did last year, except at the end, and he was really good, and I hope he's good this year.
Oh my gosh, Okri,
I'm
just a hater.
I would take
just
the
hater.
I would take the over if it was 30.
Didn't you have a hot take on
he's
Jared
taking
Goff,
the over
Steve?
a 30. I love it. Yeah, I love it. Last year was 19 touchdown passes for Jared Goff, and you're pushing the envelope and taking my 25, and you're raising me 30. I love it. Yes, 30. Over. Again.
It'll be 30 on the dot, though.
Well, then he's going to push 30. I like it. Woo!
Woo! Choppy lucky.
Hopefully not as many picks. Hopefully not as many fumbles with his baby hands, because I hope he plays really well, but I'm still wondering about his wobbly spirals. Steve, you brought it. You got anything before you get up out of here? We got to keep it rolling, get some voicemails on. You want to leave with a hot take?
No, that was pretty much it. Like, I didn't have as much as I had, like, texting you, a couple months ago when I first started listening to the show.
Brother, keep the texts coming in.
I went back and listened.
Steve from Cali, I expect texts from you all season long. I expect voicemails when the Lions win at the buzzer. I expect rants when we get screwed by the referees. I want all that this year here at the Koolaid line.
Oh, yeah, I got you, bro. I got you.
No doubt. Well, man, we thank you so much for listening to the pod. We're trying some different things, trying to get out there for busy guys like me and Chops, but we love talking Lions, and can't do it with all you guys that are drinking that Kool-Aid and listening to the show, man. So thanks a ton.
Oh, yeah, drinking that Kool-Aid, just adding a touch of some other stuff.
Drink it in, man.
Wash it down with some cornbread.
Cornbread!
Make it a double.
Cornbread!
Oh, yeah, can't forget the cornbread.
Thanks, Steve, man. Call back anytime, man. Appreciate you.
All right, you guys have a good night.
Yep, take care.
You too. Thanks, Steve. Oh, right. Baby, Okri, my man, Steve from Cali, dropping a 30 touchdown number from my boy, Jared Goff. Oh, that just made my night. We just keep on rolling. We started with a little hate, and the Colors have picked up their game on the Jared Goff love. I'm liking it. Hashtag choppy likey.
Where's my new favorite soundbite? Come on, man. When he says, but I hope he gets 40, to be honest. Let's do this, man. I know you got a roll here in a few, Choppy. Let's get Jordan from Motor City Spartans podcast in. I mean, why can't it be Motor City Wolverines pod? I don't know, but he has a call that I think you might enjoy. It's a bit longer, but he breaks it down. How about we get that in?
Yeah, fire it up. I mean, it's going to pay me to put something Spartan related on here after my girl Lexi Go Blue Love came on. But I guess we can show some love for the Spartan Nation for a hot second if we're talking Detroit Lions.
Jordan's a good dude. He's going to lose to me in college fantasy football, and he's a good dude. So here we go.
Hey, guys. It's Jordan Yule from the Motor City Spartans podcast. First-time caller. I just want to say, thank you for everything you guys do. But I want to get your thoughts on a couple things. Looking at the Lions schedule, I don't think, this team has a ton of talent, but really looking at their, body of work as far as their schedule goes, I really see this team going 8-9 or 9-8. I like what they've done in the draft the last couple of years with St. Brown, Hutchinson, obviously getting Akuda back and Penny Sewell. I'm not sure if this is a hot take or not, but, I'm a big believer that this team will be able to take that next step when they are able to build that defense. I was really like what they did in the draft, getting Hutchinson. Obviously, Josh Paschal is hurt right now, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But really building through the trenches, being able to really solidify that defense before you take on a quarterback. In your opinion, at what point do you feel comfortable going to go get that next quarterback? In my mind, I'm riding Jared Goff as long as I can. I think he kind of was put in a tough situation last year. I do think, though, this year with their offensive line really coming back, being strong, having DeAndre Swift, and now with having Shark, St. Brown, and when Jameson Williams ever comes back, I really think that he's in a good position, especially with Hawkinson as well, to get the offense going. Obviously, he's not the guy that will probably win the Lions a Super Bowl in my mind, but if you look kind of back over the last 10 or 12 years, really one of the things that are in common, even though we're in this era where, quarterbacks rule the league, essentially, you have to have a solid defense. And I think really getting a defense that can keep them in games, and then when you're at that point, then you take on a quarterback on a rookie contract. And I think that's really when they can have sustainable success. Just want to get your thoughts. I appreciate it. And as always, go Lions.
So, Choppy, before I kick it to you, first of all, Jordan came on, great dude. He loved the show. Anytime you say something about positive about the show and how much you love it and share it with people, you probably get on the actual pod. But then he followed it up with, I don't think they have much talent, which I didn't like. That's not Kool-Aid worthy. Then he said it was going to be 8-9, 9-8. I didn't mind that. I usually start at 10 and work my way up. Then he kind of talked about the defense not having talent, but maybe they're going to be up and coming. Then he said something about Jared Goff being, really good and that he's going to ride him till the wheels fall off. Then he said he probably can't win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff, which I agree with. He said, when are we going to get a new quarterback? I'm curious about that too. And then he said if this defense kind of comes into its own, the offensive line is studs, then we'll be a really good football team. So did I sum it up pretty well? I mean, he kind of was back and forth, but a good call by Jordan, I believe.
Yeah, Okri, I'm still trying to figure out. I was a little disoriented from the roller coaster ride that we just took there with your boy Jordan. It was up, it was down, it was side, it was upside down, it was flipping, it was super high, kind of low, all over the place. But hey, listen, I love the call, I love the shout out. I think he makes some great points. I think we can dive into there. I do see us having at least 9 wins, so I like that. But again, I liked a little Jared Goff love, and then we talked about replacing him. So I'm not sure where we're going with that. I liked the start of it, didn't like the end of it. But again, I think that O-line is there. He's got weapons now. I agree. He was put in a bad situation last year. So we are going to be in a better spot this year with these weapons. And, I enjoyed that ride almost as much as I'm enjoying this podcast.
No doubt about it, man. And I'm going to share my new soundbite with the people because 97 won the ticket. Carson Anderson can't get enough of that Detroit Koolaid Cast.
I don't know, the Kool-Aid cornbread, whatever you want to call it, man. I don't know, the Kool-Aid cornbread, whatever you want to call it, man.
Yeah, I mean, we call it Kool-Aid and cornbread, so I make it a double. Good stuff, Choppy. I know I only got you for a few more minutes. Let's blow through these. We got another voicemail. Then I want to get 2 quick texts in. And that should do us for the show, the first ever call-in Koolaid Cast. Can we make that happen in about 5 minutes or so?
Yeah, we can absolutely make that happen. Let's fire it up.
Listen to this voicemail. I got to get this in. Actually, I'm gonna go to the text because I want to save this voicemail for last. Let's go to my man Keith. Hit me up with a DM. You guys can find me on Twitter at Derek Okrie. That's spelled DEREK OKRIE. Always talking ball, dominating chops in all fantasy football leagues. So definitely get at me, talk some Michigan football, all that good stuff. And you can find Chops at Chops in the D. Shout him out, give him a follow as well. But Keith hit me up and he was like, who do you think is the leader or the star of the Lions offense or defense of this team heading into this preseason and season overall? Chops, what do you think?
He saying who's the overall star, or who's like the star to build the team around, or what what was he going at with there?
Yeah, he wants one on either side of the ball, or who's the star either on offense or defense with this team.
Oh, well, I mean, that's easy. On the offense, we're going Jared Goff. He's got weapons around him. He's going to be the shining star. He's going to throw for 30 touchdown passes. And once Jamison Williams gets healthy and is there week 4, I'm going to really look for him to shine and for Amon-Ra to kind of take off and where they left off. On the defensive side of the ball, I mean, look, you got to be looking at Aiden Hutchinson as being the star of the team. On the defensive side, I really like myself some AO. I think he kind of balled out last year and showed that he could be a leader of the D as well. Baby. But I think this future surrounded is going around Hutch.
Oh my goodness, Choppy, did you really just say like you better hope I'm not doing this about 16 a few games in?
Who is this Rudy Poo?
I mean, I better not be saying that. If you want to get my stars of the team, on offense, it's DeAndre Swizzle, number 32. This guy's got speed. He's got shiftiness. He's got swag. He's got burst. He can catch the football. Love what he's doing. Think he's in for a huge year. And on defense, to be honest, I was thinking about it. I'm like, you got a lot of people that we hope are better and we think are good, and some guys that are hurt, and some guys that might bounce back, and others that might be good. I'm just going to throw out my guy, and I know you're going to hate this take, but I do believe it in my heart. I think 21, Tracy Walker is going to be a very dynamic leader. He's going to have give me like a handful of give me some interceptions, give me some turnovers for Tracy this year. He loves his team, loves the city, so I think he's going to take a big leap forward here and kind of be a newfound star, a big athletic, nasty defender on the back end for the Detroit Lions. So we got that going. So that was a great little Twitter DM from Keith. Now hang on. I gotta stop you right here. Go ahead.
Did you just refer to Tracy Walker III as a big nasty defender on the back end? Did those words just come out of your mouth?
He has go-go gadget arms. He's in the prime of his career. He's a big athletic freak, and he just hasn't had the turnovers, and he's going to lay the wood to people this year. Absolutely. Number 21, my favorite number, ultra swaggy, and he's got leadership qualities, and he's an absolute DAWG. I can't wait to see it.
Where's that sound bite? Who is this Rudy Poo candy ass that you just referred to as a defensive star? All right, move on to the next question. I can't even with you in this Tracy Walker nonsense.
I'm giving you no sound bites to use against my boy Tracy. All right, let's get this one in. Trevor from the Koolaid Cast Fantasy League. He said, I'm an avid Kool-Aid drinker. He said, it's hard not to be excited. I know the national know-nothings aren't on board, but I see lots of holes on this team. He said, we need a few guys to turn into stars, but the depth, desire, drive all seem to be present to make this a much improved team. Do I need to put the Kool-Aid down, or should I get some cornbread and wash it down with more Kool-Aid? So Trevor was kind of like, I don't know if he got that one sentence wrong. Oh, but he said, but I don't see a lot of holes. I think I read it wrong. Trevor doesn't see a lot of holes. He's drinking that Detroit Kool-Aid. He wants to know if he should have more cornbread. I mean, what do you think the answer would be, Choppy?
I mean, Okrie, the only thing that I can say to that is take your double-sided cornbread, dip it in the Kool-Aid, and pound it down, of course.
Drink it in.
Keep it going. Drink it in.
Exactly, Trevor. I'm right with you. That there are guys that are going to have to just take that come up and show up like Tracy Walker and others. But if they all do it, I mean, we could be all bathing in Kool-Aid and cornbread when it's all said and done. So Good stuff there. Again, that was a text to the Kool-Aid line. Now let's end it right here with Tommy Lyon. Now, I think he gave himself another nickname because I was never a big fan of Tommy Lyon, but he's from New York City. He also has a pod, I believe, called the Motor City Sports Boys. But again, I encourage people to give themselves their own handle. I encourage you to pump yourself up and give you funny nicknames. So let's hear this call where he tries to get people fired up. I think he did a funny voice, gave himself some nicknames, and kind of brought the heat. So let's get this in.
This is King Kool-Aid, and I got a sizzling hot take. Let me take it off the stove. Jared Goff was held back by Sean McVay, and that's a guarantee. Let me tell you why. Sean McVay was a real douche to Goff behind the scenes and publicly, which caused a rift, and they didn't like each other at all, therefore creating a bad environment which did not let our young star shine. Now with the roaring Detroit Lions, Tim Cable, the staff, the management have a great relationship, and Cable calling plays at the end of the season, we saw Goff shine. With another year in the system next season, Goff will be MVP of the NFL and will lead the Motor City Lions to their first playoff win in decades. With a 10-7 record, they will win, and that's a guarantee. In 2023, the Lions will win the Super Bowl, and that's a guarantee. I had to call the legendary Detroit Koolaid Cast to let the GOAT, Derek Oakley, and all the Lions faithful know that we have a young king slinging the rock for us. Drink it in, man. King Kool-Aid out.
Drink it in, man.
Oh my goodness, so much Kool-Aid and cornbread. That was it right there. And he talked up your boy Goff, so I left that till the end. Choppy, he's talking MVPs for 16. He's talking playoff wins. He's talking Super Bowls next year. I mean, King Kool-Aid, as he's now dubbed, which I like better. I think he brought it. I love that funny voice that he dropped too.
Oh my gosh, he was cutting a WWE promo live for us to drink it in. Kool-Aid, just love it, man. Oh, I mean, how can you not enjoy that? The McVay versus Goff. I mean, we got a Royal Rumble coming up, maybe a tag team match. McVay and Stafford versus Goff and Dan Campbell. Who you taking in that tag team match, Mr. T Lion? Oh man, there's just such a great call. Way to end the show on a high note, and I love the Goff love. And oh man, just a great call.
Choppy, I know you got to run. Everybody at Chops in the D is on the West Coast for business right now. He made time for the show. Chops, we had live callers, we had texts, we had takes, we had funny opinions, we had Cornbread Jerry leadoff, we talked Lions, we got after people, we served up tons of Kool-Aid. I thought this was really fun, man. We got to keep doing it, but you guys got to keep bringing that content. You can call in anytime. You can text in anytime. And we'll put out on the Twitter sphere when you can try to call in live when we do this again. So I thought it was a good show, man.
Yeah, absolutely, Okri. We keep bringing that content in. The people need to keep calling 989-272-3484. Mark it. Save it as a favorite. The Detroit Koolaid Cast Line. Give us your calls. Give us your texts. Leave us your voicemails. Man, we're going to do a couple live shows coming up leading into the season, and maybe when season starts. Just a great content. So happy to have the loyal fans calling in and bringing us the love. And we're doing everything we can to keep passing around that blue Kool-Aid to the people. And man, Hard Knocks less than a week away.
Let's go,
baby.
Let's go. Football is back. Preseason next week. The games will be here before you know it. College ball is right around the corner. Let's go, everybody. Thank you so much for calling in this live Kool-Aid. Choppy, thank you for making time for it. And we'll catch you next week right here on the Detroit Koolaid Cast. Take care, everybody. We're out. We're out.
Pack the bag, start the plane. This game is over. It is over. What a comeback by the Lions. Drink it in, man.